Thank you. I was planning to be quick, and I'm glad Vikram did quite a bit of the prep work for direct air capture. So I'll jump right into the Climeworks journey to impact at scale. You see here, Climeworks was founded in 2009, which makes it one of the three dinosaurs in this nascent direct air capture industry. Thanks to the nature of the Climeworks process and the nature of our two co-founders, we were able to pull off a couple of world's first and go out into the field and test and demonstrate this technology very early on. The technology can nicely be scaled down, so it can be operated continuously and as a complete system, also at small scale. And so already in 2017, there was a world's first commercial direct air capture plant in Switzerland, close to Zurich. And in the same year, we also started, you don't see it on the slide, the world's first integration of direct air capture and mineralization with a tiny little air capture unit here in Iceland. And that prepared then the first large-scale direct air capture and storage plant called Orca. You saw it in Sandra's presentation. It followed essentially this year with the launch of the Mammoth plant at the same site. Mammoth is 10 times bigger than Orca at full scale. And this is very similar to what we saw in the previous talks. One of the next steps on our journey to impact at scale to the megaton scale and eventually to gigaton capacity, which will make direct air capture really climate relevant. Now, I want to spend a bit of time on why we are implementing these plants here in Iceland, in particular in Hellisheiði in the geothermal park. Contrary to Heirloom's process that works with the natural material, limestone, which has its own advantages, we're working with an engineered sorbent that adsorbs the CO2 from the air. And the sorbent and the process are designed such that we can regenerate that sorbent with low temperature heat. We just need about 100 degrees Celsius. And this is the reason why this process can so nicely be integrated with geothermal energy. Geothermal energy tends to be only a few hundred degrees hot, quite hot here in Iceland. Getting above 100 is difficult in most other places in the world. So it's a very nice synergy where we have a need for this low-grade heat and a provider of this low-grade heat that can be very efficient and very low carbon. And so there's an integration of the direct air capture plant with the geothermal plant to the left. We receive heat out of the water that has already generated electricity in the power plant, but is still hot enough to supply our needs. And after it has supplied the direct air capture needs, it can even still go into the district heating and have a third use. And then to the right, you see the integration with Carbfix, which does the mineralization of the CO2. And here the synergy is that this mineralization can use the CO2 coming from direct air capture and the CO2 coming from the geothermal power plant. So we're creating an ecosystem that has been demonstrated to work really well here in Iceland, and you'll see it this afternoon. And we hope to replicate this ecosystem also in other places in the world. I'll end with our vision at Climeworks. Our vision is to inspire 1 billion people to remove carbon dioxide from the air. And I'm very much with Vikram that how we get this message out into the public is a key piece of our innovation that we do. Thank you.